Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm Amanda Head, the Hollywood Conservative, and this is your Hollywood Minute. Speaking of Hollywood, this is why you should never feel bad for anyone in Hollywood, and I'm not just talking about the actors and the directors and the face front people. I'm talking about all the way down to the labor guys. Don't feel bad for them. So many of you probably have heard of IATSE. If you haven't, it is, I think, maybe one of, if not the largest unions in the film industry and one of the largest labor unions in the country. So I actually don't know what it stands for. It doesn't really matter. So they have decided to endorse Kamala Harris. Now the problem here, and the reason that I don't even feel even a little bit bad for them in any situation, is because of this. So starting at the beginning of the Biden administration, when the economy was starting to become garbage because of Joe Biden's economic policies, the cost of construction materials absolutely skyrocketed. And skyrocketing construction materials doesn't just affect real estate developers and people who are building homes and businesses and sheds and things like that. It sorely affected Hollywood. So if you remember, you had the price of lumber and paint that went through the roof, not only because of inflation, but because of the supply chain crisis. It again, sorely affected Hollywood, because these are guys within this union who have to build sets. These are set builders. So whether they're building it on, you know, the back lot or on a soundstage at Universal or WB or Sony or something, or whether it's out in the middle of Wyoming or in another state where they are filming, they still have to build this. So their industry was suffering as a result of Joe Biden's policies, and yet they decided to endorse Kamala Harris, whose policies are going to be even worse. So the president of the union is a guy named Matthew Loeb, and he put out this statement. We honor Biden's decision not to run for re-election and are committed to doing whatever it takes to elect Vice President Kamala Harris this November. He then took a swipe at President Trump and said that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy, which I think is hilarious, because who is the party who is shoving a woman into the number one spot on the ticket who has not gotten a single vote from primary voters? Joe Biden got 14.5 million primary votes, and those 14.5 million votes are being thrown in the trash, and someone, Kamala Harris, presumably, is going to be coronated into that spot. Kamala Harris has never gotten a single vote on a presidential ticket. It is Joe Biden. Joe Biden's at the top of the ticket. The vice president is not the one who's collecting the votes. It is the president. She has not ever gotten a single vote for president. And now she's just going to become the Democrat nominee. So who's the threat to democracy? Help me out here, Matthew Loeb. Stick to your day job, bro. You apparently don't know how any of this works. But I will say this. There are some members who I feel bad for, because I do believe that there are many, many members of this union who are sick of the bullshit. Absolutely sick of it. And they are ready for a new direction, even if it's Donald Trump, someone who the rest of their industry demonizes. All right, everybody, go check out my podcast. We've got a brand new episode out yesterday, and then another one coming tomorrow, and then another one on Friday. Furthermore with Amanda Head on all of the podcasting platforms. I'll see you tomorrow.